Alright, hello everyone. This is KON12, and I'm going to be starting my second Let's Play, and this will be Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. So I'm going to let the title play for now, and I'm just going to talk about generally what I'm going to be doing on this playthrough. So I have done a recorded playthrough of Blazing Sword. I did a recording of Lyn's story, and I went to Elowood's story normal mode. But what I didn't do is I didn't go through Hector's story. So what I figured I'd do is I'd go through the game again, and I would show the game from Hector's perspective instead of Elowood's. It's a little bit longer than Elowood's, it's a little bit harder, but it's more fun, you get more units, a few more units. And so I'm going to start with Lyn's story because it makes Hector's story a little bit easier. And if you don't start with Lyn's story, you actually don't get a Tactician. So Lyn always finds the Tactician in her story, but if you start, you have the option to start the game straight from either Elowood's or Hector's. You can only play as Hector's. You can only play through Hector's story once you've beaten Elowood's. So let's see. I'm going to. So my last Let's Play was Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and that was my very first one. So now here is my second one, and it's Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. So this was the first Fire Emblem game that was localized and released in the United States, or in North America. So it's a game, I've played this game probably at least 1,000 hours. I've sunk at least that much time, so this game is definitely one of my, if not my absolute favorite game as far as RPGs go. So you can see I have all my data from the previous playthrough, and now I'm going to start anew. So I'm going to start a new game with Lyn's story. So I'm just going to do Lyn's first story. As soon as I reach the end of Lyn's story, I'm going to go over to Hector's, and then I'll start Hector's. So let's get started with Lyn's story. We're only going to do normal mode because I'm not in the mood to torture myself, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to see me get all frustrated in terms of like, oh, well, you know, I died, or I don't want to waste the time, you don't want to waste time, so let's stop wasting time, let's delve right into Lyn's story, this time with some commentary. Alright, so in Lyn's story you get to create a Tactician. So I'm just going to go ahead and name him. Mark is a really plain name, so let's try with KON, because I'm boring. So KON. So interesting things about the Tactician. You notice that the Tactician has in this case it has like a little yellow glowing thing next to it, next to the name. That's the affinity. So depending on which birth month you choose, I'll put March because it's my birthday. My birthday's in March. Your affinity changes, so you can tell the difference. So March is wind, April is, I think that's lightning or thunder. May is also wind. So each of them, there are 6 different affinities, I believe, and you can have up to each 2. So you can have up to 6 total affinities. Oops, and 2 months have the same affinity, and they're just completely. There's nothing significant. They're just completely random. So I'll just put March. I'll be female this time. Some of the character interactions are a little bit different if you're female as opposed to male. So we'll go ahead and start the game with these settings. One thing to note, the starting text speed, it makes me want to slaughter a baby chicken. Like, it's so slow. Fortunately, you can change it really fast, so I'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. It's always amnesia. Every game, it's always amnesia. This woman has like feral instincts, as she'll prove later in the game. So she's pretty crazy. Lyn is one of the few characters that the viewing perspective of her face changes when she's looking directly at you. Yeah, you go ahead and be a hero. So in the beginning of every Fire Emblem game, pretty much all the localized Fire Emblem games, and probably most of the non-localized ones too, the first enemies you always encounter are brigands, or some sort of axe user. And most of the starting heroes are sword users, so you'll see the weapon triangle in the next chapter in the tutorial. I'll keep the tutorials on just so that people can, everyone who's not familiar with Fire Emblem can understand the concepts. So I'm the Tactician, and apparently I'm female, even though it's not obvious. I like how it says Lyn is the blue unit, but it's written in red. It makes no sense to me. Every key word is red. No, I'm not red. I'm green. The Tactician like never shows up in battle anyway, so you don't care about the Tactician at all. It's just someone. Yeah, see, they tell you. So why would they bother telling you information about someone who's never going to be there? Alright, I'm just going to speed through this. So I'm going to change a bunch of settings. So you can choose what you want to do for attack animations. I'm going to leave it as 1. Game speed, I'm gonna make it fast. So I'll show actually no, I can't show it here. But game speed, text speed, let's make it much faster. Terrain's fine. Unit, combat. Auto cursor. This is something I don't like. I like when my turn's over, I like the cursor to be where it was before. Everything else looks okay. So that's good. So you can activate the tutorials by pressing select. So I turn them on or off. I'll leave it on. That's much better. Alright, so any of the blue squares, if you played something like Advance Wars or another Fire Emblem game, you know these rules. But blue represents where you can move to, and red represents your attack range. So I'll move her over to here. And that's good enough. So in Fire Emblem, if you couldn't guess by now, there are phases. So the player phase is when you get to move all your units, and the enemy phase is when the enemies all get to make their moves. So we're in a battle. This is our first battle. Lyn only has one range for attack. So she's got to be right next to him. So we'll go here. So the tutorial is hiding a bunch of commands because it wants you to do it the way it wants you to do it. Now I can press R on something. Oh, I can't do it in the tutorial. Never mind. I'll do it in another chapter. So here's the battle screen that shows the statistics for battle. So as you can tell, it gives you the HP, it gives you the power, which is might. That's what the MT stands for. It also gives you the hit chance, so that's percentage. So the enemy has a 39% chance of hitting Lyn, and she has a 100% chance to hit the brigand. And she has the 3% chance to do a critical hit, and critical hits automatically do 3 times the damage that they would do normally. So let's go ahead and battle. Also, you can tell Lyn can strike twice because the times 2. So she did a number on that brigand. Got some experience points, and now she's gonna get hit. Scripted, she's gonna get hit here, and she'll kill him because the game wants to teach you how to heal. So that's that. I like how she's totally okay. Like, she's just like talking normally and everything, even though she just got chunked by a huge axe. It doesn't make any sense. Also, no one knows what a ger is. I don't know why they chose that term. Oh. Lyn, are you going to be so nice as to explain to me what a ger is? Wow. These game designers think of everything. Because clearly during war, you always have time to heal yourself between fights. It's kind of creepy, like, the Tactician's not even there. But she's asking him, or her, that's right, I'm a her this time. So, it's as simple as that. And they heal 10 health, which is the exact amount of damage Lyn took. How convenient. Now you'll notice this brigand, if you look in the lower right corner, you can see he's standing on a gate. It gives 2 defense and 20 avoid. So depending on the terrain, like here's forest, gives you 1 defense and 20 avoid. Mountains give you 1 defense and 30 avoid. Typically, the higher the statistics are, here's a peak, gives you 2 defense and 40 avoid. Most units are not able to land on peaks, or walk on peaks. Typically, mountains and peaks are much harder to traverse, and so you'll notice that, and forests are too, so you'll notice that Lyn's movement will be cut down significantly if she passes through any of those. So we're going to go ahead and attack this brigand. Lyn's going to get into a little spot of trouble here. As you can tell, her stats are not nearly as strong as they were against the other brigand. So this is the infamous BATTA the Beast. You think you can stand up to BATTA the Beast? Yeah, probably. Or maybe not. Lyn's in a little bit of trouble here. So this is a scripted fight too. This whole chapter is scripted. If you're standing on a defending point, usually you get healed a little bit. So Lyn gets a lucky dodge and a 1% chance to a critical hit. Well, so much for BATTA the Beast. He's now BATTA the Beat. That's also scripted. She always gets HP, strength, skill, speed, and luck per level up. And I'll explain leveling up and statistics and growth rates and all that stuff later. I'm sure I'll talk about it from time to time. So the tutorial kindly explains experience points. Typically at the end of most chapters, you will seize a certain point. In this case, you're seizing the ger that the boss used to be on, so we'll just go ahead and do that. And that's that. So there is the prologue. whole day passes. So it's kind of a sad story. I always find it funny when characters in games keep saying that they won't cry anymore. That's kind of extreme. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it doesn't make any sense. I think it's a little overdramatic. A little fun fact, in the Japanese version of this game, Lyn is actually only 15 years old. She was changed in the North American release to be 18. Just thought that was kind of funny. Of course I'll travel with you. Now they tell you this is how you do it. I haven't actually gone through the tutorial in a long time, so... Alright, so I'll go ahead and save here, and continue on next time. So, this is the beginning of hopefully another awesome Let's Play series. It's going to be Hector's mode in Fire Emblem Blazing Sword, but first I'm going through Lyn's story. So, this is KO12, and I'll see you in the next segment, hopefully. Have a good day.